Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at July 2023 individual forecast for each life path number. Before we get into that, though, I do want to announce that I have a new service available on my website. It's called the Diamond Forecast. And just to kind of give you a quick overview of what this is, I'm actually very excited to be able to offer this. The diamond is considered to be one of the most powerful and beneficial tools in numerology, and it's the absolute perfect companion to the year ahead forecast, which I know many of you are very familiar with. So the diamond forecast takes a deep dive into the very specific numerology transits that you're meant to be moving through at any given age. So unless instructed otherwise at the time of booking, then I would be looking specifically at your current age through the course of a year, birthday to birthday. Now, this report breaks down basically your cosmic challenge or divine quest, guiding you on your higher spiritual path throughout that year. So we'll look at, again, the cosmic challenge, the root or the predominant catalyst that will likely create a particular chain of events or create some kind of cause and effect within that year. We also look at the action key, which is how you're meant to respond to and work with that energy for the best results. And then finally, we would look at the higher and the lower vibrational potential outcome or probable results of that year-long quest. Okay, so just to kind of give you an idea, I ran my own report for my current age, and as usual, it is fascinating how incredibly accurate and on point it has been so far. So you can find an example of that report, page for page, on my website under the Diamond Forecast. And you can purchase it there if you choose to. Again, I highly recommend this report. And I also, of course, recommend the personal year ahead forecast and getting them together for the most in-depth insight. You can also purchase both if that's something you want to do at a discounted rate. And again, you can find that on my website. The link is in the description box below. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at each individual life path for July 2023. Life path 11-2. So I pulled an animal wisdom message for you all for July, and you got horse energy. And so I love this for you all. This really brings in sort of that energy of like that raw horsepower of just speed and agility and like moving forward at a fast pace and like the gate being opened and just being able to run freely and feeling this sense of freedom, whether it's freedom of self-expression or freedom to just move more freely or express yourself more freely or just follow your dreams more freely, whatever. There's just this energy with horse energy of feeling less restricted, feeling less restrained. Now, it can have the opposite energy coming in and kind of highlight where it is that maybe you've been feeling broken, right? Or feeling like overly restricted and feeling like others have control over you type thing. And this month would be the month where you're being asked to find your way beyond the fence, find your way into the meadow, right? Like break free type thing. So there may be some areas within your life where it can feel like the pressure is really being put on this month and you need to do something. You need to make a decision, right? And be very discerning in that decision, but stick to it and trust yourself to break free from whatever that situation is. So it's going to be something, if this is relevant for you or resonates, it's going to be something that you've been feeling tied down, like feeling restricted, feeling, again, broken, right? We think of like wild horses being broken so that they're not as wild. And so this energy is coming in to say, you're meant to be free in your expression, in whatever it is that you choose to do, as long as it's not hurting other people or hurting yourself, right? So you could find that there's some big pressure being put on areas within your life that you've been allowing to be dominated or overly restricted by, right? Whether that's a dead-end job or a dead-end relationship or self-defeating thoughts, or you name it, right? Whatever you feel has been holding you back or keeping you tethered, this energy is going to come in and really make it feel really uncomfortable until you deal with it, until you find a way out into that meadow. And once that gate opens, there will be, and you run out, there's going to be this feeling of relief, of this sense of freedom. So what's interesting about this is for the month of July, you all are working with 16-7 energy. Now, this is sort of that energy of the tower in tarot, where it's like something has to come in, something has to give, something has to, like some kind of lightning bolt moment comes in to change the course, to change the direction. So that can be by invitation, but usually with this energy of 16-7 is by divine intervention. We've been given the invitation, but we haven't felt like we've had the tools or the courage to do it. This energy comes in and it sort of does it for us, right? So it's going to potentially, now this is again a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate, then it's not for you. If there's nothing where you feel overly restricted or bound or controlled or whatever the case may be, or stuck, then there's nothing for this energy to move, right? But if you do have areas within your life where you know there needs to be a change, and you've been avoiding it or haven't figured out how to do it just yet, then this 16-7 energy can come in and cut that bridle. Is that what it's called? The bridle that they put on horses when they lead them? Anyway, this energy will come in and sort of cut you free and open the gate and say, we're running free, let's go. That can be incredibly uncomfortable, especially if it's around a relationship or if it's around a job or something like that. So sort of an example of this would be like if you're in a job that's dead end, there's no passion in it, it doesn't light you up, and you've been in it for a while, you're an 11-2. So you are meant to be an inspirational leader. In order to do that, you have to be inspired by what you're doing, right? So if you're not, and you've been in that position for a while and are starting to get sort of stuck in it, then the 16-7 energy can come in and just out of the blue, you lose your job. You get fired, you get laid off, the job just dissolves, the company dissolves, whatever, right? Who knows what the universe wants to throw your way to make that happen. But that's what I mean by divine intervention. And that's what I mean by like the 16-7 being like, all right, I'm coming in and I'm doing this for you because for whatever reason, you haven't been able to do it just yet. So it's almost like the soul stepping in and being like, we need to move forward. So I'm going to make this happen through unseen forces. So that's sort of 16-7 energy. It brings in this deeper awareness. It brings in, and sometimes it can be like shocking awareness, right? Where we get the truth of something. And then from that truth, we're at a crossroads. We have to make a decision, and hopefully we make a decision that benefits us, right? And that helps us to move forward in a way that's most aligned with our own passion and our own journey. It can bring in challenges, but those challenges are trying to show us where the disconnect is, where things aren't working, where we can do things differently. So if we pay attention to them, instead of just looking at it as like life is out to get us type thing, then we can do something with it to overcome it, to redirect. And that will help us to step into something much more aligned. So this is a great month for you all with this 7 energy, 16-7 energy, for self-awareness, right? For self-discovery, for really getting some deeper, profound insights into self, what it is that you want, getting to the truth of something. You can also see that truths come in now around situations or other people. And those truths sort of awaken you to the bigger picture or the realization that, okay, this isn't working anymore. I need to make an adjustment. I need to make a change. And then through that awareness, we are sort of forced to make a decision and do something. So, and by doing that, if we choose what's best for us, what feels right and what feels best for us in the moment, it can lead to horse energy, which is that freedom, moving forward at a fast pace, just like owning our power, owning that horsepower and like movement, right? Moving forward in a way that feels really good. So this can feel a little challenging. It can bring challenges in, but it's not going to bring in the challenges unless there's something that really you need to be aware of, that you need to be seeing, that you're not seeing, or that you're avoiding, and that needs some kind of modification or needs some kind of adjustment. So, if there's nothing that needs that, then you probably won't, this might be an easy breezy month for you, and that's great. But if there are those areas, 11-2s, where you're keeping yourself stuck, or a situation feels like it's keeping you stuck, or a relationship, you could see some really transformative things come in this month. So, and then you need to make decisions from that experience that benefit you. So big month for 11-2s. I hope it's a good one. It will be, but just remember the energy can be present and can be challenging at times, but it's what we do with it that's going to make the difference and that's going to create the experience. So choose wisely. Choose for you. Choose what feels good for you. All right. I hope it's a great month for you all. Take care. 11-2s. Bye for now.